Okay, good afternoon, one and all. So, Indian Home Rule Movement, 1916 to 1918. So, Home Rule Movement was started by Annie Besant since 1916. So, it is a major aim of the Home Rule Movement, self-rule, because these extremist leaders, they are demanding of the British government only one major demand. It is a self-rule only, self-rule. And yesterday we have completed one topic, extremist methods and achievements. So extremist methods, they completely going against of the it is a modern stage. So Indian Home Rule Movement, so it was started by since 1916, it was end 1980. So two persons, it was started by different places. One is a home rule movement started by Madras Adayaru Annie Besant 1916, and another place Bala Gangadhar Tilak, it was started at Pune home rule movement. What is the meaning of home rule movement? Home rule movement, self rule movement, because Indian people ready to rule this country without advice of the British government. So we can write the it is simply, and also Tilak imprisonment 1908 to 1918. So Tilak, he was arrested by British government since 1908 and he was released after 1918. So it is a small, because it is a this topic we should not mention the lengthy, because this topic name is what is a describe the Indian freedom struggle. Describe the Indian freedom struggle. So that is the first is the martyr stage, second is the extremist stage, third is the Gandhian stage. So and also All India Muslim League also started. All India Muslim League founded 30th December 1906. 30th December 1906. Headquarter Lucknow. Headquarter is there Lucknow. And founders Muhammad Ali Jinnah and Aga Khan and Salimullah and Ajmal Khan. Who is that? Muhammad Ali Jinnah and Aga Khan and Salimullah and Ajmal Khan. So this party, what is the All India Muslim League Party? It was founded by these people, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, Aga Khan and Salimullah and Ajmal Khan. So these parties supporting the British government. Why? Because when the Bengal, when it was divided by Britishers since 1905, so that time Muslim League Party supported to Britishers. Muslim League Party supported to Britishers, and two parties means Congress Party and Muslim League Party run by different principles, different agenda basic only. So this party, particularly Muhammad Ali Jinnah, he was demanding of the British government divide and rule policy. What is that? Divide and rule policy. So up to end of the our Indian freedom movement, Muhammad Ali Jinnah standing that word only. So finally, India has become a divided two parts, that is a Pakistan and India, as per Muhammad Ali Jinnah demand only. So particular annual examinations asking 2 marks. Muslim League Party. What is that? Muslim League Party. Muslim League Party was established since 30th December 1906 and headquarters present in Lucknow. And founders means you can write the four names. These four names majorly, that's Muhammad Ali Jinnah and Aga Khan and Salimullah and Ajmal Khan. So these four elements you can write. So sorry, these four peoples, they have become a founder of the Muslim League Party. And also, so extremist stage it was up to run 1919. It was started. The extremist stage it will begin 1906. It was end 1918. Tilak was released 1918. Tilak was released 1918. So he was died 1919. After there is no extremist stage. There is no extremist stage. So unfortunately, Tilak when he was died, so there is no strong leader of the extremist stage side. So that's why another stage was begin. That is a Gandhian phase. What is that? Gandhian phase. Gandhian phase 1920 to 1947. 27 years more than. So when Gandhi was entered, so it is going as become a Gandhian state, Gandhian period or Gandhian era. So Gandhi was run three movements majorly. So that is a three movements. That is a non-cooperationist movement since 1922 20 and it was in 1922. and second civil disobedience movement against from the British government 1930 to 34, and last Quit India movement 1940 to 44. So these three movements he was run after we achieved the independence 1947. So first of all you can see here all India you can see from the Indian home rule movement when it was begun by these two leaders majorly Annie Besant and another Balaganga. Annie Besant she was started by this party in 1960. Tilak when he was released from the jail he was supported to this home rule movement. That time we saw already it's going in the world level first world war. What is the first world war? It was first world war it was began 1914 and in the war it was end 1918. So that time it was this majorly aim home rule means nothing but self rule because Indian people ready to take up the country and they are ready to rule by this country. So these people demanded to self rule only. This is home rule movement. And All India Muslim Party means you can write this party when it was started by these four persons Muhammad Ali Jinnah, Aga Khan and Salimullah and Ajmal Khan. So this party it was run as per religious basic only. This party run by only religious basic, separate people, separate country. What is that? Separate people, separate religious people, separate country. Once again, separate religious people, separate country. That's going to become that's going after 1947 is a Pakistan. So Muslim League Party, and after 1918, Indian Home Rule movement completed, and after 1919, Tilak was died. So end of the extremist stage. And after Gandhi stage will begin. So Gandhi stage in non-cooperation movement, civil disobedience movement, and quitting movement. So we will discuss briefly what is the meaning of non-cooperation movement. Actually, these three bits will be there 5 minutes only. But you can write from this is a long answer. This is a totally long answer. Describe the Indian freedom movement, Gandhian stage and modern stage. Another is extremist stage. That's a long answer. So you don't explain these 3 bits more. It's going to become a lengthy answers. So non-cooperation movement. Mahatma Gandhi was started by this movement 1920. This movement it was started by Mahatma Gandhi 1922. So only 2 years, 20 and 21, 22, 3 years more than. So without cooperation, without support, the Britishers directly, indirectly, that's called the non-cooperation movement. And civil disobedience. Civil disobedience means the Britishers what here they are making and preparation some acts and some laws. So we should not support that laws and we should not obey from that laws. That's called the civil disobedience movement. And this non-cooperation movement run by two methods: negative methods, negative activities, and positive activities. Civil disobedience also run by two categories: negative and positive. And Quit India movement. So Quit India movement it was started by Mahatma Gandhi since 1942 and 1944. Civil disobedience movement it was begin 1930. It was stopped by 1934. Non-cooperation movement it was started by Mahatma Gandhi 1920. It was stopped by Mahatma Gandhi 1922. So any movement not under long period because some reasons will be there. So non-cooperation movement 1920 it was began and it was in 1922. Why? Because 1922 why it was stopped by Mahatma Gandhi? One bad incident it was found in the part of the country. So what is the Chauri Chaura incident? So that some Indian peoples killed by 22 police officers from the one police station. That is called Chauri Chaura incident. That's why Mahatma Gandhi gave stopped this movement immediately. That's why non-cooperation movement it was stopped. Civil disobedience movement means it is a particularly it is going against from the Rowlatt Act because British government prepared by one Rowlatt Act. So Rowlatt Act basic civil disobedience movement it was begun by Mahatma Gandhi 1932-34 because disobedience means so we should not obey from the British. That is called disobedience. What is the British government? It was prepared by some laws, some acts, some amendments. So we should not give any respect of the acts and law. That is called civil disobedience. Civil disobedience it was run by 1930-34. And Quit India movement last finally movement of the Mahatma Gandhi career. So it is a majorly Mahatma Gandhi gave one slogan from this last moment: do or die. So and also Quit India movement. So finally stage of Indian freedom movement. So Mahatma Gandhi majorly demanding of the British government left out of this country. We are ready to take our country and we rule by ourselves. That is called Quit India movement. So these 3 points to connect Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi was born 1816 October 2nd. He was died 1948 January 30. So this is one of the topic of the our first chapter. And you can write another topic. Mention the importance importance mention the important fourth bit from the first chapter. Mention the important provisions and criticism on the government of India Act 1935. 1935. Okay. This bit also we have the first chapter particularly long answers. So we will expect it from the annual examinations. This question also, and also we learned that the British government have prepared so many acts. So major acts we have from our syllabus: 1909, 1919, 1935, and 1947. We have the four acts only from the first chapter. So 1909 Act, it is called the Minto-Malley reforms. What is that? Minto-Malley reforms. 1919 Act, it is called the Montague-Chelmsford reforms. Montague-Chelmsford reforms. 1935 Act, it is called the Indian Act. 1947 Act, it is called the Independence Act. So we have the four acts. Before, the British government have prepared so many acts from here, but our syllabus we have only four acts majorly. That is a 1909 Act and 1919, 1919 and 1935, 1947. So 1947 5 marks answer only, 1935 10 marks, and 1919 particularly 5 marks, 1909 also 5 marks only. Only one bit is a long answer. That is a 1935 Act only. So now today we will discussing one of the topic of the acts subject, that is a 1935 Act. So 1935 Act. You write down some points of the agency here. First point from the here, division of administrations. Main points. So division of administrative items between union and state union and state with a list system and provision for a federal court. Okay. First of all, what is the 1935 Act? 1935 Act is a basic concept of our Indian constitutions. It is a basic concept of the Indian constitutions. So our Indian constitutions elders who will prepare by our Indian constitution, particularly Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. So he was taken so many principles, so many points from the 1935 Act. That's why Indian constitution basic concept 1935 Act. Example, we have taken some points of the 1935 Act. Federal court means Supreme Court, and also from the 1935 Act, the government between central government and state government distributed some powers. distributed by between some powers. That is a union list and state list and concurrent list. So and also that time 1935 Act time, we what is some points it was added by Britishers. So we have inspired the principles, and we have entered from the our Indian Constitution that principle also. That's the basic concept of the Indian Constitution 1935 Act. So we're discussing broadly from this act what is the advantage, some what is the merits and some demerits. First merit, some merits of the this act. Main points. First, division of administrative items between union and state. Union and state. Union and state means central government and state government. And list system. List system means that just what I am saying, that's a list system. Central government and state government, they have distributed some powers between two governments. What is that? Central list or union list, state list and concurrent list and residuary subject. Central list means union list. Union government have authority to that list. Example, railways and banks, navy and foreign affairs and currency. These all subjects, present we have the 100 subjects from the union list. These all subject authority only central government only. So that central government looking that union list only. And state list means only state government authority. Presently we have the 66 subjects. Example, 66 subject. I am saying some example: irrigations, agriculture, and jail, etc. These all topics, topic or subjects going under the state government authority. That is called the state list. Concurrent list means between two governments have the authority. They can make to any acts from the concurrent subjects. Concurrent subjects we have taken from the Australian constitutions. So between two governments authority, they ready to make to acts from the concurrent subject. So presently we have the 52 subjects from the concurrent list. So this example, educations and power and forest and marriages and divorce. This all some points going under the concurrent list. What is the meaning of residuary subject means? Those points not enter from the above three categories. It's going from the residuary subjects. So we will discussing these 4 points from the 3rd chapter. What is the meaning of union list? How many subjects are there? And why Indian Constitution given to more powers to central government, and why Indian Constitution given less powers to state government, and what is the meaning of state list, and what is the meaning of concurrent list, and what is the meaning of residuary subjects. So we will discuss broadly from the 3rd chapter, don't worry. And also division of administrative items between union and state with a list system and provision for a federal court. Federal court means 1935 Act, the British government, they have established first highest court in India, that is the Supreme Court. So we have changed this word federal court after independence. 1950 we got independence. 1947 Supreme Court was established in India. 1950. So that time we have changed federal court to Supreme Court of India. Federal means between two governments, central government and state government. Any cases between going between central government and state government, any clashes will be there. Between central government and state government will be facing any clashes, internal external affairs, internal external disputes will be there. So that case is going to be Supreme Court of India. So first time this act was created in India, highest court, that is a federal court. So this is the first point. And next you can have the second point. Second point of the 1935 Act. Second point, separate representations for Indian Christians, Anglo-Indians Anglo-Indians, Europeans, depressed classes, in legislative council. Legislative council. Okay. So this also, what is the separate representations for Indian Christians, Anglo-Indians and Europeans, depressed classes in legislative council. Legislative council means we have the two legislatures house in the part of the parliament. We have the state also. We also have the state level, two houses from the assembly. So what is the parliament? Parliament means what is the meaning of parliament? Parliament means nominal executive and real executive. Nominal executive and real executive. So few seats in the our Indian constitution reserved from the few seats from the SC and ST and Anglo-Indians, etc. Why? Because example you can see from the two seats reserved from the Lok Sabha, Anglo-Indians, and some seats reserved from the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So that's why this Act 1935 Act, first time it was introduced from the legislature, from the parliament level and state level, reservation system from the those people as became a recognized backward economical category. So they are getting reservation system and contest the elections only. So Indian Christians and Anglo-Indians, Europeans, depressed classes in legislation council. These people become eligible to contest the elections, and few seats it was given by this act from the type of this category of the people. This also one of the points. And also you can write another third point. Governors were given special powers of elected members with enlarged membership both governors were given special powers and they could veto legislation. Veto legislation action and legislation and legislate on their own. Okay. See that? Governors were given special powers and they could veto legislative actions and legislation on their own. What is this meaning? So first of all, we have the two types of government majorly. One central government and another is a state governments. So central government nominal head is the President of India. So as you come as a state level, nominal head of the state level governor. So both are having nominal powers, but the constitution it was given our Indian constitution given some powers to these two persons, that is a president of India and another is a state governor. So here governors were given special powers. Special powers means you can see the veto. Veto means rejected authority, because the assembly or parliament, when approved by any bill, it's not correctly. It is a some technically internal external problem will be there. The government, what is the proposal, some act, help of the people purpose, or required of the society, required of the country. The act will be some legally is not well, not good. It was prepared by a government against of the constitution. So that governor will be taking some own decisions here, and the central level president of India also taking some own decisions, and they will decide if it's approved or not. Maybe approved or not. So here also veto means refusal. You know that it is a UNO organs, one organ is there. That is a General Assembly. The 5 countries have the veto authority. Veto power. That's called the veto power. What is the meaning of veto power? Veto means refusal. Any country can be proposal, any ideas, any agenda, any act. These 5 countries, any single country not supported, it was rejected. So veto means refusal, rejected. So that's why. So governor, this act was given so many powers for the state governor. So at the same time, president also have the more powers. 1935 also. President will be head of the national level. Governor is head of the state level. So legislative actions and legislative on their own. Yes, and the legislature is not on by as per constitution basis. So government taking any legal actions, and he decided the house will be dissolved also, because it's a totally governor hands only. So these are the third point. And fourth point you can write down. Fourth point, increase in the increase in the increase in the strength and powers of elected members with enlarged
హలో ఇప్పుడు పేరున్నాను
membership
ఎక్కడ ఉన్నాను చెప్తాను ఎగ్జాక్ట్
membership
ఎక్కడ చెట్లు నేను
both
ఎస్ఐడి డిపార్ట్మెంట్ కరెంట్ ఆఫీస్
both in central and provincial legislature. Okay. Increase in the strength and powers of elected members with the enlarged membership both in central and provincial legislature. Because strength will be increased, upper house and lower house from the central level, and the same level, state level also, assembly also, members also increased from the lower house and upper house. So this also one of the advantage of the 1935 Act.
ఏమన్నాడా వాళ్ళు పని చేస్తున్నారు ఇప్పుడు మనం పని చేస్తున్నాం తిన్నా అన్నది మరి తిన్నా ఫస్ట్ తిన్న తర్వాత మాట్లాడుతున్నాం.
And fifth point, this act created an all India federations based on union of provinces of British ruled India and princely states, new provinces, of Orissa and Sindhu were created. This act created an all India federations based on union of provinces of British ruled India and princely states. New provinces of Orissa and Sindhu was created. As per this act, two states it was found. That is Odisha and Sindh. Because new state it was found by this act.